Hey guys, what's up? Evan Duarte from Epic Effects, and today I'm going to show you how to do some really cool 3D logos without the use of tracing. We're going to be using InkScape, which is an open source program, very much like Adobe Illustrator, and we're going to be using Blender. So assuming you have those things, let's go ahead and go into Illustrator, or excuse me, Inkscape. So in Inkscape, let's go to File and hit Open. And let's go ahead and search for the logo we want to do. I'm going to be using this football logo here. You can use really whatever logo you want, but the thing you want to make sure of is that you have, or that the image has transparency. Okay. So no edges, and we'll open that and we'll just use embed and click OK. Alright, and so let's go ahead and click our logo, and if I drag it, if you look at the edges, you can see there's transparency there, so we're not going to be having any background issues. So with the image selected, we're going to hit Path, Trace Bitmap, and then here you got a couple different options, your brightness cutoff, edge detection, all that kind of stuff. The one we want to use is colors, and if we select that and click the update button right there, you can see we have kind of a bit of a preview of what we're going to be left with. And we can, if you look at this number of scans, it's essentially pretty much just I guess how many layers or how high quality it's going to be. You can see if I turn it down to 2, it just kind of changes it to just a little one little one or 2 scans with just a very low quality, just a very low quality image. So I guess we can just leave that at 8. That should be good. And so if we just hit OK, you can see that our image is now turned into a SVG, or a scalable vector graphic. And we'll just X out, and then we'll go to File and Save As, and we'll just find where we want to put our file, and we'll select our save type as plain SVG, and we'll call this logo. And oh, well, that already exists. Let me just rename that to something else. We'll call this logo 2, and I'll put that on the desktop. Okay, so we can go ahead and go into Blender, and we will go to File, Import, SVG, Scalable Vector Graphics. I am in Blender 2.61, just in case you're wondering. And we'll go to where we saved our SVG and import. And if we kind of rotate around, we can get a little bit of a look of what's going on. And you look in here, it's essentially made a bunch of curves that make up our image. And actually, if you just right click on the little white plane area, you can hit delete. That'll get rid of that. And let's go ahead and go to material mode, I think. We can start turning some of these off just to see what we're kind of left with. Some of these you're going to want to use, and some of them you're not going to want to use. Me personally, I'll just use this and this to get the red and the blue. Okay. And so This part really is only important if the logo you're using has colors. But if it's just like a one color, or black and white or whatever, you probably really won't have to worry about this. And so with only these two open, we'll just select this one here, and we'll rename it to red, and this one we'll rename this to blue or whatever. And then let's go to the object data little area, and got a couple different options. First, you have 2D or 3D. You can just leave it as 2D because it's not really going to affect anything. And what we can do is we can turn the extrusion up, and you can see that it gives us the 3D kind of thing that we're going for. And so we'll leave this at 0.040 for right now, and then we'll just go here and change it to the same thing. Okay, and the actual logo, it's not, the only parts that are red are this little tail end here and this smaller tail end, and we can just go ahead and go into edit mode. And if you see in edit mode, you got a bunch of little black lines that kind of make up your image and the shape. And so what we can do is just hit B and kind of select which ones we don't want, and then hit delete. And same thing here. Can and then for some of the last few, you can just manually select it, and then to get the others, just hold oops. And then just get rid of these last few. Okay. And so now what we're left with is pretty much all we really want. We have the blue part, and we have our little red tail end over here. And let's just go ahead and go out of edit mode into object mode. And also we want to do the same thing for the blue part, or this part of the logo. And let's just turn the red one off, and we'll go into object mode for here, and just hit B and kind of select these, and we'll delete those, and then we turn the red layer back on, and we'll go back to we'll go to object mode, and let's go ahead and just create a plane. We'll hit Shift A, go to Mesh and Plane. Can zoom out here and just hit S, and it will scale it up. Okay, we'll just kind of move this into position, and then we will select the red part of our logo, and then we'll hold Shift and select the blue part of our logo, and then what we'll do is we'll hit R and X, and what this will do is it'll put us into rotation mode for the X-axis, and then we'll just hit, or we'll enter 90 and hit enter, and with both of those parts of the logo still selected, we'll just bring this up on the Z-axis about there. Okay, we can just right click this light and get rid of it, and then we'll make our own light. We'll do Shift A again, we'll make a plane, and we'll just kind of move this up and we will scale it up a bit. Just kind of make sure it's over the logo. And then we will go into the material options for our, we can rename this to light real quick. Yep, caps lock is on. And with the lights, our new light selected, we'll go into the materials and we'll go to new materials. And also notice that I'm using the Cycles engine, the Cycles render engine instead of the Blender internal. And we'll just go to diffuse and we'll click emission. And effectively what that'll do is it'll turn the this plane into a light. And if we go to let's see, if we go to our red little part of the logo, go to surface and click use nodes, and then we can change this to whatever kind of material you want. I'll use I used a glossy for the example image, and I'll just set this to about a 0.1 for the roughness, and then we'll just go to blue and we'll click on use nodes, or actually I think we can just click here and go to SVG map 4, or no, actually we should not do that. And we'll just manually change the number here to 0.1. And if we zoom in here, just kind of position this around, and then we'll go to the rendered mode. And as you can see, we got a nice little 3D logo here. And you can change, you can change whatever you want. Actually, let's make this into a glossy. And so, so yeah, with this technique, you can do, whatever kind of 3D logos without having to do any tracing and all that. This method isn't 100% flawless. It has its little bits and pieces where it's not that, where it doesn't necessarily work. It's not going to work in every case. So you just want to recognize when to use it and when not to use it. So this doesn't completely do away with tracing manually, but it is a pretty good start. So in closing, I am Evan Duarte from Epic Effects, and I'll see you guys later. Oh, and be sure to follow us at on Twitter at RealEpicEffects. Bye.